Development this morning for the man charged in the Holly Bobo case, at least one of the men anyway. Dylan Adams right there is being held in the Robertson County Jail. At least he was. He's been moved. That happened overnight. Now he's in the Weakley County Jail. The 26-year-old transferred so he could be closer to his court-appointed attorney over closer to West Tennessee. The TBI says Adams admitted to raping Holly the day that she disappeared back in 2011. He has pleaded not guilty to that charge. His brother Zach and Jason Autry are charged with Holly's kidnapping and actual murder. A man is behind bars for allegedly stealing from his dead stepfather. The TBI says Roger Garrison served as the power of attorney for his mom and stepdad. During that time, he moved money, according to the police, from his stepdad's estate into his own account. Officials say he was able to make off with $140,000. That 56-year-old man being held right now in the Sumner County Jail.
All 4 people accused of stealing from an elderly woman and kicking her dog have been arrested. Samuel Spain surrendered at Metro Police Headquarters. His nephew Chris, Sarah Nicholson, and Paul Harris were arrested earlier this month. All are charged with aggravated burglary, theft, and aggravated animal cruelty. Police say the 74-year-old victim was mowing her lawn when they looted her Donaldson home. They also kicked her dog, causing him to lose sight in one eye.
A high school student was caught bringing a loaded gun to school. The school resource officer at Gallatin High pulled that student from class. When they found the weapon, the student was immediately arrested. Officials say the student did not make any kind of threats, and they think it was just an isolated incident.
And a public defender was found dead outside his home. When Campbell Smoot didn't show up for work yesterday, a co-worker went to check on him at his home in Moore County and found his body. The TBI was called out to investigate, though no foul play is suspected. Smoot was a public defender for 25 years and was re-elected just this past May. Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. New for you this morning, big changes are coming to those new cash advance stores across Davidson County. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley in downtown Nashville to explain how it's going to affect you. And Cuthbert, these stores are all over the place.
Absolutely, Amy. You see them, I see them whenever I'm driving, and I'm sure many of us also just see just how frequently they pop up whenever you're driving down the street. So Metro Council wanted to do something about it. Last night, they unanimously passed a resolution that limits the construction of these new payday stores. Basically, the new stores cannot be constructed if they're less than a quarter of a mile away from another loan store as well. This also applies to pawn shops. So we're talking the title loans, the payday cash advances, all of those stores fall under this resolution. And you're looking at why. You're looking at an area around Gallatin and Nolensville Pike. Folks there with Metro Council say they are just too many around, and they also could take advantage, according to some of these members, of the lower income and minority families, and could actually even end up lowering property values. Council member Jacoby Dowell, who sponsored this resolution, tells the scene, quote, "They can take out the economic wealth of a community, they can contribute to higher crime rates, and they can also contribute to the economic delineation of very key areas of our city." So last night was the third reading. It unanimously passed. So the next step here, it will head to the mayor's desk where he will sign it into law. Now, this does not affect those who are the pre-existing stores like this advanced financial store behind me. Those are not covered in this resolution. And it also doesn't change the hours of operation as well. So you will still see some stores that operate under a 24/7 schedule. We're live here in downtown Nashville this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
All right, Cuthbert, thank you. And being outside this morning, you know, another night of cold temperatures meant another busy night for volunteers and shelters all over Nashville. The Cathedral of the Incarnation opened its doors overnight for the homeless that need a place to stay. Volunteers got the beds ready, they prepared food, and they made sure there were enough clothes and personal items on hand for all the guests. The church has teamed up with Room in the Inn for several years, providing additional beds for people in need. And with winter arriving earlier than expected, volunteers say the efforts are more important than ever.
It can get extremely cold, and a lot of them out there on the streets don't have very much warm clothing or blankets and stuff like that to sleep in, so it can be a life or death situation, really.
Really can be. The Cathedral of the Incarnation will be open as a shelter again tonight.
And happening now, dozens of airmen from the Kentucky Air National Guard are on their way home from Senegal. The 123rd Contingency Response Group was setting up a cargo processing hub to help the international effort to battle Ebola. They're expected to land in Louisville this morning, and good news for loved ones because Senegal is an Ebola-free zone and about 800 miles from Liberia. They do not have to go into a 21-day quarantine.
Good news there. Deputy Secretary of the Veterans Affairs, Sloan Gibson, says veterans are still waiting too long for health care. He was in Nashville yesterday. He's trying to tour every VA hospital in the country to improve the care. Gibson says the VA here in our area in Nashville has added 250 additional staff members, and they're trying to get more veterans into the care they need. We've had more veterans now in the mid-state than 10 years back, but the facility has not grown at all. It's still the same size. The VA is also in the process of implementing a nationwide customer service center to help vets streamline their health care.